The beauty of coming from a Guyanese background is having a melting pot of cultures and belief systems. In Guyana, three of the biggest religions are Christianity, Hinduism, and Islam. During this holy month, Muslims all across Guyana are celebrating Ramadan, and at the end it will culminate and they will celebrate Eid. Now during this time, Hindus just finished celebrating Navratri, they have more holidays coming up, and Christians have been celebrating in the month of Lent. So I hope you guys enjoy this recipe where I go ahead and showcase something from the Islamic culture, and I'm going to be sharing this Sirnee recipe. A lot of you guys have been wanting this recipe because you want the one that has eggs inside. I already shared one that does not have eggs. However, I'm going to be sharing this recipe today. It's a little bit different, has a different technique, and I hope everybody has a beautiful and blessed month of Ramadan, and I hope you all enjoy this recipe. The first thing that we're going to do in a heavy bottom pan is heat up some unsalted butter. Now, when making Sirnee, you would use butter versus if you were making parsad, you'd be using ghee. Now, while my butter is melting on that medium-low heat, I'm going to start working on the wet ingredients. So in a bowl, I've added in 1 egg and I'm beating it up very well so this way there's no lumps. We're going to go ahead and start to flavor this. So I'm going to go in with some freshly ground nutmeg. I'm also going to be going in with some mixed essence at this time. If you want to choose vanilla essence, you also could do that. And if you want to choose almond essence, feel free to do that as well. And at this point, a little by little, I'm going to go ahead and add in some custard powder, and I'm going to whisk it up very well. Now remember, whenever you're using custard powder, it tends to clump up very easily, so you have to make sure to beat it very well and whisk it very well. Once you get that custard powder mixed in, you're going to go ahead and add in your milk, and you're going to start to whisk very well until everything is combined. I'm using evaporated milk today, but if you wanted to use whole milk, you can do that as well. And at this point, we're going to be going in with our sugar. Now I'm using white sugar. If you wanted to use brown sugar, feel free to do so. Just know that if you use the brown sugar, your Sirnee is going to come out a very dark color. And also, if you wanted to use some condensed milk with the sugar, like mix it up half and half, you can do that as well. So my butter is all melted, and at this point, it is time to go in with the flour. And this is just regular all-purpose flour that I'm adding in. Again, the heat is on a medium to medium-low heat, so this way it does not burn at all. Once you get that flour into the butter, you're just going to mix it up very well. You're going to notice that while you mix this mixture, it's going to be very heavy to mix and it's going to be very dense. But by the end of this process, it should be nice and light and loose in the pan, and I'll show you guys what that looks like later on. So we're just going to parch this for about 15 to 20 minutes on this medium-low heat, maybe a little longer, maybe a little less, depending on your heating source, until it gets nice and light in texture. This is my butter and flour mixture after parching halfway. It's only been in the pan for maybe 7 to 8 minutes at this point. It still has quite a few minutes to go because it's not as loose as I want it to be. And I almost forgot, but whenever I do this process, I like to add in a cinnamon stick just to give it some nice flavor, and it'll roast in that flour and butter as well. So you can add that in from the beginning of the process, but I almost forgot to add it in. So this right here is what we're looking for. It's nice and loose, and it's not super heavy like it was before. You're going to feel it as you're stirring it. It's very easy to stir. It's going to get a little bubbly in the pan, and you're just going to feel it become very loose. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and add in some chopped almonds. If you wanted to add in chopped peanuts or chopped pistachios, you can do that as well. Whatever you want to add in, you can even omit them, but they're going to add a really nice crunch. So I let my crushed almonds sit in this butter and flour mixture and roast for about 2 more minutes, just so this way they can get a little extra crunchy and roasted. And at this point, we're going to start to add in our milk mixture. Now, before you add this milk mixture in, give it a quick whisk just in case any of the eggs separated or any of the sugar floated to the bottom. And make sure that while you're stirring this mixture in, that it's on a low heat. The reason why I say this is because this mixture has egg inside, and if you put it on too much of a high heat, that egg is actually going to scramble, and you're actually going to have scrambled eggs along with your Sirnee, and it's not going to be a nice texture or taste. So make sure you mix it in low and slow, and keep on working it in until everything is well combined. I added in half of my milk mixture first just so I can work with it a little easier, and I'm going to go in with the other half at this point. I'm going to keep on mixing until it comes together. And when you add in the last batch of your milk mixture, you're going to go in with some raisins that you've soaked, and you're also going to go in with some chopped maraschino cherries. Now these are totally optional, but my family likes some raisins and cherries in their desserts. That's why I added in. So keep on mixing this on the low heat until everything comes together. Now this right here is the finishing touch. It is totally optional, but I know a lot of Guyanese people love some orange soda in their Sirnee. So all I'm going to go ahead and do is add in my orange soda a little bit at a time, again mixing on that very low heat, and keep on working it in. I find that when you add the orange soda in at the end, it actually helps to smoothen out the Sirnee a bit, and it will go ahead and take out any of those clumps that you had in there. So I mixed in the last of my orange soda. As you all can see, it's starting to leave the sides of the pan, and this is what you want the sirnee to look like. You don't want it any tackier than this, and you don't want it super crumbly. This is actually supposed to be nice and soft and fluffy as you're seeing here. But at this point, my sirnee is ready to serve. Make sure you go ahead and serve it hot or cold depending on your family's preferences. But I really hope you all give this a try for this Ramadan and this Eid season. I wish all of my Guyanese and Muslim friends and family a blessed holiday, a blessed rest of the month, and I hope you guys enjoy this recipe. All of the ingredients and measurements will be in the description box down below as per the usual. I hope you guys give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and drop your comments down below. I'll see you all again very soon. Bye everyone.